so many changes.
Yes.
So many changes.
Changes. To quote my favorite song by Yes.
Oh.
Changes. Do, 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 do.
Oh, don't get us going. We're on the classic rock. That's a great album, 90125, by the way.
Yep.
The Trevor Rabin influence. Anyway,
yeah.
so many changes. This is now a Next Star production.
It is.
And it's our first springtime Beyond the Forecast as well.
That's right, because, no, we had one yesterday. That was springtime, wasn't it?
This is the equinox today.
You're right.
Oh.
I mentioned it yesterday, but I failed to mention it today. It happened just before 11 o'clock.
Exciting stuff, everybody. And just as you would expect, rain.
Yes. This has been a March that some people may find forgettable. It started off promising, but ever since the Ides of March, it's just been kind of cold and damp and, you know.
It started off with a couple really kind of chilly days, and then we had that fall spring, that weekend of warmth.
We had a 72.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
But you know, March is going to march.
Right.
And then we had the up and down ride, and now we're just kind of blah for a while.
And we've got the tournament going on now. I checked the last time the tournament was here, 2022. It was in the 60s and 70s during the tournament. And then when the tournament was here, and I think it was 2015.
Okay.
That 3-day period was cold, kind of like now. It was in the 30s and 40s. So it can happen. And
kind of bad timing because, you know, it was dry most of yesterday.
Yes.
We expect it to be dry tomorrow. But so the day off, when they have a time to explore Western New York, and we're giving them this.
We're giving them this.
Oh, wow.
Basically the lower Niagara River tipped over, and all of that mist is now just pouring onto all of Western.
But if you are watching, there are some opportunities to go outside and stay dry.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get into the forecast over the next couple of days, shall we? Let's go over here. Let's do it. Yeah. Look at this. If this, you know, maybe you don't even need graphics. Just show this picture. That kind of tells the story, where we have cold and damp conditions out there, and it's going to be like this for the next couple of hours. All right. So here we are. What time is it? Just after 12:30. By 3 or so, this rain should wrap up, 3 to 4. Wet and breezy today with temperatures in the upper 40s, okay? That, believe it or not, that's a little above average. Average right now is 42, so if we make it to 48, we're actually above average. The record, by the way, is 80, I believe? Yeah. It was 80 on this date in 2012.
Yeah,
and it was in 2012.
I'm going to talk about the week of Boston.
I'm sorry, I don't want to.
Okay,
that's your material. That's your material. A break in the rain tomorrow. It's not necessarily going to be a beautiful sunny day, but there will be clouds. There will be clouds. There ought to be clouds. Temperatures in the mid 40s. Maybe a few breaks in the overcast in the afternoon. But you know, sometimes one of the hardest things to predict in this type of weather pattern is clearing. Because sometimes those clouds can get locked in, and it's hard to break them apart. Tomorrow, there's hope for a partial break in the clouds. And then wet again on Sunday. Temperatures close to 50 degrees, Buffalo to the Falls, but Salamanca to Jamestown on Sunday, it'll be closer to 60 degrees on Sunday before the rain arrives. Okay, so that's kind of a preview of the next 3 days. Again, 48 today, 44 tomorrow. By the way, it will be a little breezy today. A westerly wind will become easterly when the rain pushes out. And let me tell you, an easterly wind is not your friend if you like warm weather, okay? What's to the east of us? Pretty much Lake Ontario. So that wind over the water and, you know, cooler temperatures to the north, it can be kind of chilly and raw. All right, dry tomorrow. And then on Sunday, again, more rain. So there's the rain now. And you're seeing, I mean, I got to be honest with you, this back edge is moving. So we still have a mid-afternoon ending time. But I'll tell you, maybe we speed things up. But the rain is certainly a soaking rain throughout Western New York. Either direction on the thruway out of the city is going to be wet. And it looks like it's going to stay that way through, again, mid-afternoon. The latter part of the afternoon and the commute look dry at this point. Still maybe a little puddly on the roads, but dry, all right? So we're getting rid of the rain kind of in between the commutes. It was a dry morning commute, should be a dry afternoon and evening commute. And there's the steady rain with some pockets of moderate rain. But as you can see, the back edge is to our north, and the snow continues to fly. What a season it's been. In the Adirondacks, the White Mountain areas, Vermont, Killington, all of those places. What is it, Jay Peak? awesome skiing conditions there as the snow has been persistent all winter. All right, taking a look around the country, we touched on this yesterday, just remarkable temperatures. You know, yesterday I talked about the 108. If we achieve that number, it would be the hottest temperature ever recorded in the U.S. in the month of March. It happened. 110 was the reading, and it was in the Mojave Desert. I forget the exact location, but 110 making that reading the hottest temperature ever recorded in the United States in the month of March. Equally as cold, though, up in Canada. You can see that back-arcing cloud deck over this ridge of high pressure. These are the forecast highs today. 97 in Vegas, 84 in San Francisco, 106 in Phoenix. Where did the Sabres go next? They go to L.A., right?
I think L.A.
They were in, of course, San Jose last night, 5-0, awesome. LA's been quite warm too, with temperatures in the 90s there. Even Denver, 85. They've had no winter in the Colorado Rockies this season. It's just been terrible in terms of snow. There's been so little, barely snowed at all in Utah as well. All right, here we go. There is the rain that we're expecting through the, again, mid-afternoon. It pushes east. Dry weather this evening, tonight, and tomorrow. Tomorrow, again, a lot of cloud cover, but as Kevin likes to say, if you have outdoor plans, it's a go. Tomorrow, it's a go for outdoor stuff. Okay, next system comes in Sunday. It looks like the focus of rain will be in the afternoon. I've noticed a trend with this band of rain to come in a little sooner, a little later. So trying to get too cute with the timing may be tough. This just came in, by the way, and it's a little slower. So bottom line is plan on rain at any time on Sunday, but if this trend continues, the focus may be in the afternoon, with temperatures getting cooler once the rain moves through. Proof of that? Notice the back edge may end as a little quick burst of snow as the temperatures cool as that front sags to the south. Okay, so that's Sunday. Rainfall today, an additional 1/3 of an inch of rain, bringing most areas 1/3 to 1/2 of an inch when all is said and done. A little less for the southern tier. So about 1/3 in Buffalo, Batavia, 1/4 or so in the Falls. This is how things look early this afternoon, 40s with the rain, okay? But that back edge already moving through the Falls this afternoon. 50 in Springville, 53 in Jamestown. This is tomorrow, mostly cloudy, temperatures in the 40s, not as breezy as today. And then on Sunday, you'll notice the rain coming in. This is especially in the afternoon. 40s to the north, upper 50s to low 60s for Randolph, for Olean, for Bolivar, Smethport. It's going to be mild on Sunday before the rain comes in. So let's put this all in motion. Currently, the rain, notice how the back edge moves through between 2:30 and 3:30 now. We're kind of moving up the ending time just a little bit. Dry weather this afternoon and evening, but the clouds linger. And then as we head into your day tomorrow, again, mostly cloudy. There could be a few breaks in the overcast. And then tomorrow night looks quiet, all right? As we have the telethon going on, the Variety Club telethon. It looks like, well, if you're inside on the phone, you don't care what the weather is. But anyway, tomorrow evening, the weather looks fine. Okay, Sunday. In the morning, as a warm front moves through, there may be a few showers, but a better chance of the steady rain coming through in the afternoon. And notice how this front moves kind of slowly. So the rain will take us into Sunday night, perhaps ending as a little bout of snow. This is, you know, again, Sunday night. It pushes south. And then on Monday, colder air has moved in, and there could be a few scattered snow showers to start your first full week of spring, which is next week, and temperatures will be in the 30s. So for today, rain, breezy, westerly wind 10 to 15, becoming easterly, gusting to about 30 miles an hour. The rain ending this afternoon. Tonight, dry, mostly cloudy, down to 30. The wind is light. Sunset, by the way, just about 7:30. And then for tomorrow, clouds and sun, 44 degrees, light winds, and the sunrise just after 7:15, 7:18. Okay, long range forecast. Dry weather tomorrow, Sunday. Again, this is why we have different zones, because there's a big temperature range here by some 10 degrees. 50 in the Buffalo, Niagara area, southern tier around 60. We're all cooler on Monday. Colder with some snow showers, highs only in the 30s. We're back to below normal. In fact, most of next week looks very close to, if not below normal. Dry weather on Tuesday, rain and snow showers Wednesday, Thursday as temperatures are back into the 40s. And then it does appear another push of cooler air comes in for the following weekend, and maybe that's it. Maybe we can call it after that, and temperatures begin to warm as we head towards a new month, April 1st.
I might mess around and just let the gas run out of the snowblower.
Well, question.
I'm thinking about it.
I was told, is it true that you should not leave gas in your lawnmower during the winter or in the blower during the summer? And the best way you don't want to try to tip it over and dump it.
Just let it run.
Just let it run.
Yeah, that's what I do.
It drives your neighbors crazy because your blower's going just
That's
constantly
all right.
for a few
He
hours.
makes plenty of noise.
But the thing also you got to remember is that if you turn it on and you let it sit, make sure there's something in front of it because it does a slow drift.
Oh yeah.
And you don't want it all of a sudden going down your main street.
Oh yes.
Slowly.
I got a pretty good ramp on my driveway too. It's liable to end up at Lancaster High School. Yeah, so
I've done that. Where's it going?
I'm thinking about doing that. It looks like we might be done with accumulating snow across Buffalo and the burbs.
Yeah, yeah. Which
okay, snowblower worthy.
No, done.
Yeah,
lock it up.
I think we're done with snowblower worthy. We can't rule out an inch or two. Heck, we can do that in April. But
like you said, we've never had a snowless April. That's one of the weather facts that blows
that
me
is
away.
a weird thing. Like we've never reached 100. We've never had a snowless April. Just a couple weird Buffalo fun facts. I have another fun fact to talk about. This is like the anniversary of the most awesome week in Buffalo history. I'm going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Maple Weekend and why the maple producers are super pumped.
Yeah.
We're also going to celebrate the spring equinox too later on in the show.
Can I recite one line of a very famous poem?
Sure.
My family created a business, a store in San Francisco from this line.
Okay.
In the springtime, a young man's fancy turns to thoughts of love. Springtime began today. I'm sure we have thoughts of love. And my store, my family's business was called Young Man's Fancy because of that.
How about that?
Isn't that funny? Yeah.
Nice.
It was a clothing store in San Francisco for like 50 years. Young Man's Fancy, and it came from that spring poem.
Did anybody walk into Young Man's Fancy saying, "Oh, this is clothes"? In San Francisco?
It was kind of a place to go. It was, I don't want to use the.
Go ahead.
It was an institution, and if you grew up in San Francisco like you grew up here, it's where you went to get your first sport coat, your first suit.
Cool.
It was catered towards boys.
That is awesome, man.
Yeah.
I don't have like a family business. We all did different stuff.
Yeah, but your family was talented. Your mother was an amazing singer.
That's right. I'm the son of a Miss Buffalo.
Yes.
That's right.
Your family's got some good genes.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I
don't know what happened to you.
It skips a generation, unfortunately. So I'm starting with the 7-day forecast because the maple producers are really happy in Western New York for two reasons. One, this is the beginning of Maple Weekend. If you want to go out and see how maple sugar, maple syrup is made, it's good. This weekend and next weekend are the days where they sort of open up the sugar shacks and they show you how it's done. Some of the larger ones, I did a show at Merle Maple. Some of the larger ones have more than just the evaporator boiling the sap. There's some other sort of attractions to do. Saturday looks like the better day of the weekend. That's the reason number one I'm showing this. But these are nice temperatures. Again, we had a warmer than, we had one or two really cold days to start March. A week of unusual warmth then in March, and then that up and down roller coaster ride. We lost 40 degrees in one day. We went from 60 to 20, like the temperature saw a cop. So, but this is going to be more consistently mediocre, which was what March is more like usually, and what the maple producers like. Oh, I wanted to go backwards in the graphic. So again, the ideal weather for the maple sap, or for the maple producers, because obviously you're getting sap from the tree. You tap a maple tree, you get the sap out of it. It takes about 40 gallons of sap to make a gallon of syrup. You boil the heck out of the sap, and you end up with syrup. But for the sap to run, you want daytime highs in the 40s, nighttime lows below freezing. If it's too warm, like it was in early March, then that extended, if there's an extended cold period, it delays the sap's flow. The problem they had, March 3rd to March 9th or so, when it was so warm, the sap flow halts. And if it's too warm for too long, the trees start to bud, and it changes the sugar content of the sap, and they have a bad season. But it looks like it's going to be a good season, maybe a little later than what they want, but they'll be ready to roll, and they'll be boiling some sap this weekend and next weekend as well. As highs will be around 40, and the temperatures will be below freezing for many of these days, so ideal for them. Welcome to it. The vernal equinox is here, and again, you talk about meteorological spring and meteorological winter. Those are like a hard stop. The meteorological spring is March 1st all the way through the end of May. But astronomical, what we all learned and what's on your calendars, that deals with the equinoxes, or the equinoces, and the solstices. So here we are with the first day of spring. As we work our way through space, we are not, if you look at a globe, it's not exactly north to south. The globe should be, any good globe should be at a 23.5-degree angle, because that's how we are. And it's because of this tilt as we work our way through space. Essentially, for the northern hemisphere perspective, during the summer, I can oversimplify this, during the summer the northern hemisphere is pointed towards the sun. Meanwhile, in the winter, the northern hemisphere is oriented away from the sun, and we're sort of halfway around now. We're at the halfway point with the equinox today. Equinox is Latin, meaning equal night, but today is not going to be exactly 12 hours and 0 minutes, and part of that is because something called a refraction. So sort of like if you look through water, it can sort of distort your view. As you look through the atmosphere, it can sort of distort your view as well. So even though the sun may have technically fallen out of the line of sight, there's enough of a refraction in the atmosphere where you can sort of see the sun, even though it's really technically without of your line of sight. So that's why the day is a little bit longer. It's not exactly equal 12 and 12. We have a little bit more daylight because of that refraction in the atmosphere. Okay, we still have more to gain, obviously. So the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, it's going to be June 21st this year, and obviously the longest day of the year. And we still have 3 hours and 11 minutes to gain in daylight as well. So we're looking forward to that, aren't we? Average spring highs, and you are here. You are here. We start off March with average highs in the 30s, and slowly we climb eventually to what's your shorts, Patrick, what's your shorts and t-shirt weather?
I'm going to go 65. So I'm around April or May, Cinco de Mayo.
All right. I think once I get to May.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's shorts. That's close enough. Isn't it funny how 50 degrees in March feels so much warmer than 50 degrees in like October?
Oh, 100%.
Because you're acclimated to cold. So 50 degrees is like, what is it, 72? Wonderful. So slowly we climb. Springs are awfully stubborn around here. We have kick-butt summers. Again, I got this quote memorized. Buffalo has the sunniest and driest summers of any major city in the Northeast. That's from NOAA. And our winters we deal with, we play around in the snow, but the springs are awfully stubborn around here. It takes a while. Here are the average spring lows, by the way, obviously incrementally working our way up as well. Some more fun facts. And by the way, thanks to Lauren Maroney, who's a godsend to Storm Team 2, who makes these wonderful graphics. Again, the average high for the equinox and the average high for the solstice, which, as you know, is late June. The final freeze is important agriculturally and also for gardeners as well. The average is April 26th. The earliest we've ever had, March 31st. The latest we've ever had, May 24th. Last year was around mid-April or so. It's a good rule of thumb. And the last measurable snow, this is what we talked about, again, on average, mid-April. Last year was mid-April. We once had the last, this is amazing, in February, our last measurable snow was in February, which is really remarkable. And yeah, 2020.
That was the COVID spring. And I was broadcasting from Hamburg.
Okay.
And I'll never forget, it was snowing, covered everything. and it was like right around Mother's Day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, look, May 9th.
What I remember about COVID was the unbelievable July that we had.
Oh, so hot.
Where we had 8 days that were 90 plus.
Yes.
It was remarkable. I know that because I have no air conditioning. I had no air conditioning at my home at the time. So anyway, next up, I'm going to talk about, what do I have? Oh, yeah, the week of awesomeness that we had. And I'm also going to talk about some more fun facts about spring as well on next break. So stay with us. Make sure you start your weekend with friends. Me and Orchard Park's Rob Hackford with Weekend Daybreak. And it's good, 6 to 7 and then 8:30 to 9:30. And
it's a Saturday bonanza.
That's right.
And then Sunday too.
Sunday too, 6:30 to 8. We like to mix up our times, just to keep you on your toes. So this is the almanac that we show. It's just with some fun facts in it. And I'm circling this. And you may remember, I do, it was awesome. So many times when it gets to be, if you get 70 degrees in March, it's normally windy.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Because it's southern air that has to get here in a hurry.
Right.
But there was the opposite of the perfect storm happened.
Oh.
The opposite of the perfect storm. We had 6 days of awesomeness. The St. Patrick's Day Parade, shorts and a t-shirt. We had 6 record highs in a row, 73, 75, 74, 80, 82, and 80. That 82 was our hottest March day ever.
What day did Marcel Williams show up?
Oh, yeah, it was right around here.
Right.
He must have shown up or Mario Williams.
Mario Williams. Did I say Mario
must have
Williams?
been like, wow, Buffalo's amazing in March. Because it was 70 and 80, 70s and 80s.
And by the way, it wasn't only here. It was like the entire, that year I was in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and I remember the St. Patrick's Day Parade there was also incredibly warm. It was like in the 70s.
But March is a month, I think, with the most weather variability in Western New York. 2014 in March.
Oh.
I was covering a blizzard, and you don't say the B word unless you mean the B word. But
so it was a full blizzard.
It was legit. Don't drive in it. Stay home. Hazardous blizzard, and there it was. They sent us to the South Towns to cover it, but we couldn't get there. So we just set up shop. It was me and photographer Charles Moore. We just set up shop and said, don't do what we did. Stay inside. Yes.
The good news, though, unlike the Christmas blizzard from a few years ago and it stayed cold, I'm assuming it warmed up after, right? Given that it was in March?
I can't quite remember, but it was rather short-lived.
Okay. Was it? Okay. Hey, we'll see you Monday. do it.
All right.